Hello.
Hello. What is your name?
Marie Louise Shuler,
And when were you born?
February the 2nd, 1922.
And what hospital were you born in?
City Hospital.
City Hospital. Was it the same location as Brackenridge that has been there for so long?
As far as I know,
There wasn't a highway there then, it was a different road, right?
it was called East Avenue.
East Avenue, where I-35 is now.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And who were your parents?
My father was a Joseph Aloysius Joyce. My mother was Marie Gladys Blanche Koch.
Did you always live in Austin when you were a child?
Yes, I lived on 504 Walsh Street.
Who lived in that house with you?
Aunt Nana and Grandpa and Grandma Koch.
And then later on, Uncle Joe.
Yeah, then when my brother was born, he joined us.
And Uncle Joe was how many years younger?
18 months.
18 months younger than you. What was your first school?
Pease Elementary.
And junior high?
Allen Junior High School.
And then you went to high school where?
Stephen F. Austin High School.
I've seen pictures of you with your
With
cousins.
My cousins, yes.
So you played with your cousins a lot.
I played with my cousins all the time.
And who were some of the cousins that you played with?
Catherine McCullough and Noeline Stump and Robert and Tommy Hamby.
So you played with all of the cousins when you were growing up?
Yes.
Was it mainly at your house on Walsh Street?
Well, it was close by. Nearly all of us lived in West Austin, except Noeline lived on the drag.
All right, what kind of things did you do when you were a kid, like in the summertime? Where did you go? What did you do?
We went to movies and went to the park and played tennis and...
What about swimming?
Oh, we went swimming every day.
Where?
Either at Barton Springs or Deep Eddy or West Austin Pool.
All right, so do you remember how old you were when you met Daddy?
He was a freshman at the university and I was probably a junior in high school.
And you met at church.
Yeah.
But later on, you ended up being engaged to somebody else before Daddy, right?
Yes, I was.
Who was that?
Buddy Leonard. But I didn't meet him until I was in the university. But I wasn't engaged to your dad then.
Right.
Wishing will make it so. Just keep on wishing and cares will go.
So what is this music, Mom?
This is great music.
And who does it?
That's Glenn Miller, the greatest one of all.
So Glenn Miller was music that you danced to at what age, would you say?
From 14 or 15 on, we danced with Glenn Miller. And when I was in the university, he came to the university and played at a German. They called them Germans at the university. And they were.
Was that like an event?
It was an event.
Uh-huh.
You paid quite a lot to go to that, if your date invited you.
will make it so.
So Glenn Miller came to play then at one of the Germans.
Yes. And Tommy Dorsey.
And where was it? So was it held at like maybe a gymnasium or
Gregory Gym.
Gregory Gym? All right.
And it was beautiful music. And everybody, the girls all wore long gowns. And the men wore nice suits.
So then eventually you graduated from college. What was your degree?
It was in elementary education with a minor in English and psychology. I thought I was going to teach little kids.
How old? Like elementary school kids?
I did practice teaching with third graders.
And did you practice teach in Austin?
Yes.
You didn't end up teaching?
No. I got married and had 4 kids and didn't think it would be fair to the kids.
When did you get married? What was the date?
February the 3rd, 1945.
You got married the day after your birthday?
Yes, I did.
And where were you when you got married? What city?
We were on Miami Beach, Florida.
So how long were you there in Miami before you moved back to Texas?
We went from Miami up to Newport, Rhode Island. We were still in the Navy.
Okay. Why were you in Newport?
That's where the PT base was. Your dad was captain of a PT boat.
You eventually ended up in Galveston because Daddy was in medical school, right?
He always wanted to go to medical school. He had to wait until he was accepted.
But for some reason, he didn't stay in medical school. Why was that?
He got sick and missed a lot of medical school that is very hard to catch up with.
All right, so he then dropped out, I guess, of medical school, right? Or
Yes.
left medical school.
He did.
So now you're in Houston, you're on Far Bar, and did you decide to work, or did just Daddy work?
Your daddy worked. He was a psychologist for Dr. Titus Harris at the medical school. I think my greatest achievement was having 4 wonderful children that I'm very proud of.
Which one in particular?
I'm sorry I can't say while you're recording this. I love all of them, and they're all special to me in different ways. I had Billy, Deb, Jack, and Jan.
So we moved to Austin in 1959. You started working a year or so later. What company did you work for?
I worked for INA, Insurance Company of North America, for a few years until they decided to move the company to Macon, Georgia. And then I went to work for Highlands Insurance Company.
All right, so in the insurance business, you ended up meeting a lot of people. You had a lot of friends. You had a lot of parties. And in fact, when you were in the insurance business, you ended up being the head of the Insurance Women of Texas, right?
Yes, I was president of the Federation of Insurance Women of Texas,
So you went everywhere, had
and
conventions.
we traveled to all the different cities where we had organizations.
And when you were in the insurance business, you formed the Bunco Group, right?
Oh, yes, we formed the Bunco group in '79.
Is the Bunco Group still together?
Yes, we've been playing ever since then, and the only time we get a new member is when somebody dies. It's pretty hard to get into our little group.
You retired from the insurance business, and then you started volunteering. Where did you volunteer?
I volunteered at Seton Hospital and at the Heart Hospital of Austin, and I enjoyed both of those hospitals, but especially the Heart Hospital.
And didn't they give you an award at the Heart Hospital?
Yes, I won the humanitarian award.
That's right, the Frist Humanitarian Award.
Yes.
And you were how old when you got that award?
I was pretty old.
I think you were 97.
I probably was about 96 or
90
7.
96 or 7. All right, so then COVID hit, and
And then after COVID hit, we couldn't volunteer in the hospitals. They didn't allow it because everybody was getting COVID and being very ill or dying from
Right.
it. So we didn't go there.
Do something else and give Bobby a little break. Let him take a little drum break.
so you remember when Daddy and Billy started Sonabeat.
I'm gonna take a walk downtown and see what I can see. I do not believe it is true for me.
Sonabeat was formed back in around 67. Do you remember who the biggest band or, performer was for
I
Sonabeat?
think probably Johnny Winter.
And then in Austin, there was one big band that, was the first single that Sonabeat ever did. What do you remember what the band was?
That was Ernie Gamage,
That's right. And the Sweet
the
Tarts.
Sweethearts.
Picture of me.
Sonabeat recorded bands all around Austin, and they would stay out, late at night, having them sometimes all night recording at different places. And then eventually they built a studio in the basement of our house.
Yes, they did.
You remember late hours of them
I
hearing?
do remember late hours, and I kept thinking you all should be in bed.
So Sonabeat actually was a small record label in Austin that ended up recording some pretty big name people.
They were the only ones here doing that.
You remarried. And who did you marry?
I married Jim Shuler. I was introduced to him by Betty and Dub Turner, and he was a builder, and his wife had died several years before. He had a heart attack and died about 3 years after we were married.
Oh, so it was a short marriage then.
Very short marriage, yes.
You say you have 10 grandchildren. How many great
I
grandchildren?
think I have about 15
Wow,
children.
that's a lot. It's hard to believe we actually have this many people in this house. Yeah, mommy's getting her. Tea? Which one? Happy Easter! 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 Are you running out of space to put all the pictures?
Yes, I'm having to put them on top of each other. I love seeing the pictures of them, and the kids give me new pictures every Christmas, and I have to find a new spot for them.
Well, you occasionally go on Facebook and just kind of keep up with them. You do video calls with them?
Occasionally.
Yeah, video. And you probably did a lot more video calls at the height of the pandemic, right?
Oh, yes. They used to call me and talk to me, and then when they got to where they could come over here, they'd come to the front porch, and I'd sit on the inside, and they'd come and wave to me and talk to me.
Did you find that a little bit sad?
Yes, it was sad.
We have French cousins, don't we?
Yes, we have quite a few French cousins.
Nos vœux les plus sincères, que ces quelques fleurs vous apportent le bonheur, que l'année entière vous soit douce et légère, et que l'an qui suit nous soyons tous réunis pour chanter encore bon anniversaire. Et pour Marie-Louise et Pipip, hurrah! Hurrah! Hurrah!
How do we have French cousins?
My grandfather was born in France, and he came over here when he was about 17 or 18. Went to New Orleans and married a beautiful lady in New Orleans, and then they started having kids. So I've got a lot of relatives in France and a lot of relatives here.
And we obviously reconnected at some point with
Well, Aunt Anna used to write to all of them because of Grandpa. And then for a while, I guess after Grandpa passed away, she didn't hear from him or didn't write to them. And then we got a letter from Philippe. His dad, Paul, was my age. And they started writing, and Philippe brought his family over here. And then Nolene and I went over there 2 or 3 times, and Deb and Jan and several of the other family members went over there.
And then they started coming over here, right?
And they come over here, yes.
That's right. So we've got a huge family in the U.S. and in France.
And now I have a Canadian family.
Well, you're like a world
I'm a world traveler. Listen, you know what Jan and Brooke are going to do? We're going to put our pajamas on and we're going to do a little skit. And then they want me to put on my outfit I'm going to wear. And she and Chris are having a photographer come and take pictures of me and my outfit I'm going to wear.
On your birthday?
On my birthday.
When is that going to happen? When are you going to do that with the photographer?
In a week or two.
All right. What in your life was a highlight that you think back on?
Haven't had it yet.